You're watching the San Antonio Nerd Coalition with Gabe Tenney UK.
Here at the San Antonio Nerd Coalition, it's your boy Gabriel. It's been a long, fun day. It's been enjoyable. I've seen a lot of people. We got a lot of interviews coming on in. We got a lot of guests, a lot of panels that we did. We still got tomorrow. But I've got a really, really cool guest I saw walking around. A local wrestler, go by the name King COBRA. I was talking to people, and this man is some kind of awesome heel. So I decided, hey, you wrestling fans out there, let's see what's up. So, Mr. King COBRA, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. Blessed for another day of life.
So that is one of your characters you play, right?
Yep, the top of the food chain.
What do you go by? What's your regular name?
My actual
first name? Yeah, your first name.
Elijah.
Elijah. So, see, they do have regular lives. And
we're human.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
human.
I'm going to grab something right there. There we go. Gets a little more,
a little bit more spice.
Yes, turn on the light. We turn on the light. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about, like, I noticed down here in San Antonio, it's got a really cool independent wrestling scene. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of different groups. Which one are you part of?
Man, I like to think that when it comes to independent wrestling, you obviously do have, like, I guess you could kind of say, like, your schools and stuff like that. Me, I'm just a freelancer, man.
Okay,
I already graduated, so, like, I wrestled a little bit of hybrid with Dog Pound, United 210, WSP. So I've been all over the place, man.
I think that was my birth induction into the scene here, was United 210.
Yes.
That's some craziness out there.
I love United 210.
When they're like, hey, this is the address, I'm like, man, do I have a vest up or anything? But it's fun. Like, that area down there is like a lot of good people.
Yeah.
A lot of, and you're not expecting a big wrestling rink out in the middle of, neighborhood. But it works,
Yeah, you saw it. So did you go to United whenever they were in that one venue or whenever they were in the backyard?
The backyard.
The backyard, yes. Those vibes were so elite, man.
That in my city, yes, dude. It was just, it was there's such a feeling, It
was like a family feeling. Like, it was really cool because it had, like, the feeling of you're around your family, but it was awesome to see the whole community. So it was, like, really nice.
And the community would show out. You have people walking from the neighborhood, there were food trucks, local people selling stuff.
I loved it.
Man, I was able to get a tiger throw blanket, and
yeah.
We got everything over there.
It was awesome, man.
But what got you into, so one of your characters, like I said, is King COBRA.
Yeah.
And right now, who are you playing that for? Or is there a certain group or anything you're at King COBRA at?
All over the place, man.
Okay.
Anywhere that books me, I've wrestled out in California. I've wrestled out in Dallas, Houston, obviously here San Antonio, Uvalde, Texas, the Valley, McAllen, Brownsville, all over the place.
So what's the evolution that went from, like, you high school, was it sports already, and then move in? What did you play? And then that moves in, turns into King COBRA.
And, like, how did I get to where I'm at now? Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So really, man, I was always an athletic kid. I was always trying, like, baseball, football. Going into junior high school, I kind of fell out of sports, but I kind of, towards my sophomore, junior, senior year, I got more and more into, like, powerlifting. I did marching band.
Okay.
I was a center snare, so big shout out to my drumline people out there.
Bro, I was on the drum. I was out there in the field marching band.
There you go. Yeah, you get it. You get the grind, man. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough, man. But yeah, I was really in high school. The only sports I did was marching band and powerlifting. Those were my two things. Now after high school, I really just focused on work. Tried going to school for a little bit. Realized it wasn't for me at the time, just because I wanted to focus my younger years on the dream chasing, and then worst case scenario at later point in life, I'll go into film school. That's kind of like my idea right now.
Okay.
But I want to say it was one day when I was working out in the oil fields, just randomly I got the idea, hey, WWE's coming to town. Why don't I go? I was living in Uvalde at the time, so by coming into town, I mean San Antonio. Uvalde's like about an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
So I saw that they were coming. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy tickets. I'm going to go. And somewhere in that journey of watching, like, all the WWE shows leading up to the show and, me actually going, it just kind of hit out of nowhere. It kind of clicked in my brain, like, wrestling has everything I want. Like, everything I'm passionate about. It had fitness, it had wrestling, and it also had, content creation in a way, right? Entertaining people. I've always been someone that loves to entertain people. And during that time of my life, I didn't even talk about this, but I was a content creator in the aspect of I was doing like Twitch gaming live streams.
Oh, okay.
I was a Twitch affiliate.
I get down with that. I get down with that. I understand that.
Yeah.
Which one is your game?
Right now, I'm playing.
Which was it, and then which is it now?
Oh, at the time it was Fortnite, man. This is when Fortnite started popping at first, like when it was really starting to get popular. But then nowadays, I mainly stream Warzone.
Okay.
I still play Fortnite every now and then. I still dabble with it, but it's a lot more
drop.
sweatier.
It took a big drop.
Yeah, man, it's not the same. It's not the same.
I know. People got pulled. I'm on Arc Raiders right now.
Arc Raiders, yeah. I was playing Arc for a little bit. I think my only thing is I need people to play with, bro. Like it's one of those games where I feel like if you don't have people to play with, it's kind of hard to stay in it.
Well, if you don't like sweat and you're like you run like you don't PvP, the PvE, sometimes you can get some cool, really vibes in some lobbies and everything, but if you're a hardcore PvPer, you should be running with a crew then, 2 or 3.
Yeah, but then I think that's why. It's because for me, I'm a run and gunner, bro. So it's like when I'm playing Call of Duty, it's like run and gun, like just get me in some action right away, But that's the type of content, I work on nowadays. I also was doing a lot of YouTube. Okay. And the way I came up with King Cobra is my alias online and also on YouTube was Exotic.
Okay.
Right? And whenever I was coming up with the branding for my exotic gaming channel, I was like, what's an exotic animal? I was thinking of a lot of different things, but I stopped to think and thought about it. I was like, King Cobras. I've seen like lions. People use like lions for logos and other cliche things like that, but I was like, I haven't seen anyone use like a King Cobra. That's an exotic animal to where we're at here in Texas. So it's like, okay, I'll run with that. And I ended up, long story short, I went to the WWE event. I know I'm kind of all over the place.
Man, that's why my brain is the exact same way. Like, look, a tree.
Yeah, look, a tree. You start talking about the tree for 5 minutes.
It went up and it is.
And then what were we talking about? Yeah. But yeah, man, went to the WWE event and that's when I realized it had everything I loved. It had fitness, it had wrestling, it had entertainment. So I was like, this is something I should probably do. I go home, start looking into wrestling schools. I looked into Reality of Wrestling. That was the first place I looked. And then I stumbled upon Black and Brave, which is where I did go to school. Yeah, so I went and trained with out in Davenport, Iowa for 3 months with Seth Rollins, Merrick Brave, and Matt Mayday. That was a really awesome experience back in 2019. And the rest is history, man. I mean, it was during that time whenever they were starting to talk to us about kind of what we wanted our character to be. I always thought about it like, in wrestling, I've always known that, like, obviously there's Randy Orton, there's the Viper. You have Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Rattlesnake, the Texas Rattlesnake. And I was like, I've never seen a King Cobra. My branding's already a Cobra. Let me stick with that. So my first ever name in wrestling was the King Cobra Exotic.
Exotic.
So I just dragged over the alias from YouTube into wrestling, and it just worked, man. It worked. I remember my very first show going out in front of about 300-ish fans. The whole crowd chanting Cobra was just a nice feeling because whenever I was going to school at Black and Brave, a lot of people were doubting the gimmick. Like, they didn't think it would work. Like, anytime they heard it, they were like, exotic? Like an exotic dancer? Is that what you're doing? And for me, man, I was just like, man, you just watch. I'm going to show you guys it's going to work. But to see that the first night that it was everything I wanted it to be was awesome.
That is cool. And now now that you're involved into that, got some matches under your belt, you're doing, so are there anything coming up soon in the immediate future? Or?
Yes, April 11th, which I believe is what? It's not next week.
Like
the week
2
after.
weeks.
In 2 weeks. I have a really big title defense. I'm defending my Fearless Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, actually against Donovan Dijak. He's formerly NXT.
Okay.
He was on WWE NXT. Very, very well-known wrestler. So super excited to be able to defend my title against him, Jack Calloway, and also there's someone else in the match. I'm trying to believe. I think it was Matt Locke. Matt Locke, that's who it was. Matt Locke. So it's going to be a fatal four-way. I'm defending my belt against those 3 competitors.
That is going to be cool. And where's that at?
That's going to be in Beaumont. All the way out in Beaumont, Texas.
Man, hey, you traveling and getting out there, at least that's fun. You
Yeah,
know,
it's fun.
get you around and everything. And so, dude, it's just, what would you tell your younger self? You know, I know it's only been a couple of years, but let's say the freshman, you know, in the school or the middle schooler, you know, right now that you've been lived life a little bit, you know, got some experiences under you. What's something you tell them?
I guess the advice I would give to my younger self would just to be not only to gamble on yourself, but really invest your time into your future, you know, because I look at it nowadays, man, and I'm actually a wrestling coach too, so I've had the opportunity to train like a lot of
I was
students.
gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
You trained one of our family friends, and I've seen her a couple of times. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about her?
Yeah, no, Cece, she's great. You know, she's a very bright talent. She's someone that's definitely still in training. She's still a baby, learning the steps and the ropes of everything. But
I don't know how you
I'm
taught her
excited.
crawling that dude, but golly, I watched that. She's hanging
She's a
on
little
with your life.
daredevil, man. She's like a spider monkey. You know.
That's what I was gonna say, like a spider monkey. Like, but hey, it was cool to watch. You know, I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
man. But I guess like the advice I would kind of give to my younger self, you know, to kind of, I guess, put a bow on that part of the conversation would be, you know, just to invest in yourself and get started at an early age, man. That was I think my one biggest regret because, you know, I trained a lot of students like Cece, like there's students like, you know, Jacoby, Mike, a lot of other individuals that are young getting started in the game, man. I wish I would have started a lot sooner, you know, because I stop and think about it, I'm like, man, I'm 27. I've already been doing this for 6 years, and I wonder how much further I'd be right now if I had started at an earlier age.
I got you.
It's never a bad idea to kind of think about your future early and really just kind of lock into that mindset. Like, this is what I want, and I'm not going to let anyone stop me, you know? Because
I got you.
along the way, man, I had a lot of people, like even my own parents, that kind of like didn't like the idea that I wanted to go to wrestling school and that I wanted to spend thousands of dollars to go to school for it. But, you know, it got to a point where I stuck to my guns and I kind of told them, all right, y'all might not support it, y'all might not see my vision, but trust me, I'm gonna make it happen. They went to my first ever show, and whenever they heard that crowd chanting my name, I never heard anything about it after, man. It was bittersweet.
They always say something about there's a reason why you're born. You find out first why you're born, and then the reason or what you're meant to do, or something like that. And so you finally found that, you know, and being able and finding it at a young age. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm glad I found it when I did, you know. But it's also one of those things where, again, I think that's where I would like to say it's like a testament to the grind and to just gambling on yourself, man. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, man, especially at younger ages, you know, they just kind of either get complacent or they just are scared to gamble on themselves.
I got
you. Know what I mean? And I feel like the only way you're ever going to learn anything in life, the only way you're ever going to succeed is if you take that gamble on yourself.
I got you.
You know?
And we're here at Mockingbird Lane. Yeah, you check out all the con. You have fun?
Yeah, man. I've been having a good time meeting a lot of celebrities, you know, hanging out with family and hanging out with my beautiful girlfriend over there. You know, it's been great.
That's cool. Gotta give it a shout out.
Gotta give it a shout out.
Gotta give it a shout out to but man, I want to thank you for coming on and just you know, hitting up. We're excited to see what you're gonna do. Excited to see you go straight up from there. You know, we're gonna catch it all and have fun with it. So man, enjoy. All I say is enjoy life. You're young enough. Take it by the horns, you know, and keep going. We'll post up his link to his site. You got a site? You got your socials and everything?
Yeah, I got a socials. You guys can find me on Instagram, King Cobra PW. You guys can also find me on TikTok. That should be Elijah Cobra with a K. And lastly, let me just give a real quick shout out.
Okay.
Big shout out to my swagger, Wendy.
We know Wendy. Wendy's a friend of the family here, or a friend of the channel. Chef, like family here. Yeah, she's good people.
She's good people.
Very, very good people. She's tough, but she's
tough, but she loves me. She loves me.
She's very nice. The best. We got PTSD. We're scared. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. She'll be like Cece and jump on me and like be crazy. So, but yeah, thank you for coming on in. Oh, and remember, kids, wrestling is real. To the young kids, yeah, remember, because they know it's real. So, you know.
It's one of those things where I'll just address this real quick. Unless you've been in the ring, trust me when I say it hurts. Look, it's like watching a movie, man. Right? I'm gonna leave it at that. It's like watching a movie, but understand that my body is bruised. I've had my concussions. I've had my muscle tears. It ain't no joke. It's no joke.
I got you. All right, brother. Well, you have a good one. Thank you
so
for
much.
stopping by. Hey, guys, watching this. You're part of the coalition. Thanks a lot.